when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm janked up and I'm banked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm janked up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it.
I came over, I ain't sober, I'm still drunk, that's hangover. Might run it back when this page over. You the best thing I done slaved over. Gon' arch you back and been way over. It's overdue for that under-stressing. Over him, now you underdressing. Call me up and I come finessing. Like, ooh, we shot it, what it do, what it don't. Baby, you a queen, you can move how you want. You was rocking with me when I couldn't stay afloat. They ain't never saying nothing wavy to a boat. Like, eyes up, look at me, now I'm the captain. Brought the camera, time for action. Split the legs just like a fraction. Tuck the napkin, time for snacking. You a mother meal. Tell me that it's mine, baby, tell me that it's real. Hit it to the Maxwell, tell me how it feel. It's gonna be a minute cause I'm in it for the thrill. Make her feel like heaven, she gon' put me in the wheel. And willingly I wanna do anything she wanna do. I ain't even wanna boo, but this is what the karma do. It's hard to be apart from you cause ooh, I
love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home. You love it when I get so high and drop that thing so low. Make you sit right here. Now you can't go back home.
I'm janked up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it. I'm janked up and I'm danked up and I'm faded. You bend it down and you poke it up and you elevate it, you elevate it, you.
twisted around your finger like a piece of string. I'm winded, chasing after your ghost is real exhausting. I'm in love, but I don't think it's what I thought it was supposed to be. Love story, no guts and no glory. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Well, I don't usually get like this. 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 Reminded of how I met you, tried to catch you falling. Instead I fell off myself and I just can't stop falling. These wings are gonna flap for me if I keep waiting. Keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. How did I get so dizzy thinking of you? I don't usually get like this. I don't get like it's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? I just wanna kiss you. Well, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Get like this. No. Loves me not. This bouquet is all I got. I'm dreaming, or could it be a future for you and me? She loves me, I know it's true. Or maybe I'm the fool for you. I don't usually get like this. It's something about you I miss. Could it be we never had that kiss? Yeah, I don't usually get like this. Get like this. Oh, get like this. No, get like this.
Feel like falling deeper. Cold nights 난 너무 싫어. 기다리기에는 너무 길어. 줬던 내 사랑이 식어. 기대만 하는 것도 난 힘들어. No, I can't, just can't. 가져 내 맘을, 놔줘 내 가슴을 다 바쳐 사랑하기엔 내 자신이 너무 걱정돼. 바보 같은 생각이야. 알아 멍청해. 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을 가지고 있어. 사랑이라는 거. Oh yeah. Baby, can't you come with me? Can't you hold my hand and 가는 방향이 어딘지 서로 궁금해져 버려 애써 맘 졸여 하늘만 보면서 언제쯤 알게 될까 너도 나와 같은 생각을 하고 있을까 한참을 멍하니 보다 보니 살짝 어두워진 색깔 불그스름한 노을의 때깔 상상만으로도 좋은 상상만으로도 힘든 이중적인 면을
You broke my heart a million times.
What up,
Can't
JT?
count the times I made you cry. Oh, it's
Thank you,
such
brother.
a
I appreciate you,
mess
man.
now, and we're burning
Being number
out.
one isn't easy.
I get so
Being number one isn't
sad
easy, JT.
the thought of losing you.
Thank you for your continued support. It's been like 2 years, JT. You've been supporting the world. Thank you, man.
I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. Yeah, yeah. To work things out. To work things out. Oh, yeah. To work things out. To work things out. Can we be honest? You're my comfort zone. Whatever I say, don't let me go. I know you're angry, babe, and I am cold. I get so sad at the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. I can't bear the thought of losing you. I'm losing you. You're still perfect as the day goes by. Even the worst ones hate, they make me smile. I stop the world if it would give us time, yeah, to work things out. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out. Yeah, yeah. To work things out. To work things out.
Oh, camera's up.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get ready, y'all.
To work things out. 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 To work
Jump right
things
into it.
out. To work things out. To work things out. To work things out.
The Art of War, right up in the corner. Welcome to another chapter of Rich People Read, where we read a book a month to instruct you in the ways of successful through the power of reading. I appreciate you guys being here. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, join the army. You can join by becoming a member here at YouTube as a soldier, or you can go to srarmy.com, srarmy.com to join as a officer. I appreciate you guys being here. Rich People Read is a live book club. For those that don't know, this is a live book club where we read a book a month. Typically, we flip-flop between entrepreneurship and relationships. Those are the two topics that I talk about. And each month we read books that pertain to each one. This month is entrepreneurship. We are reading The Art of War. We are reading the book, The Art of War. It's a book written thousands of years ago by General Sun Tzu, written for his emperor to teach the art of war. the thing about entrepreneurship, and you know what I say that this is kind of a hybrid book, is between the two, is everything that we do in life is a battle of some sort. Whether you're battling employees, whether you're battling your wife, whether you're battling your next door neighbor over, you know, a property line between you and your next door neighbor, and they're trying to sue you between who has the right to cut that tree down. Maybe there's a tree between you and your next door neighbor, and it's blocking your view of the city, and your neighbor wants to keep it there because it gives them privacy, and you guys are fighting over cutting that tree down. You know, to be honest with you, you need to employ the things written in this book, The Art of War, to be able to battle your neighbor, to be able to go to court and win that fight. Maybe you're fighting with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or over some nonsense, which is usually the case for most relationship fights. It's always nonsense. But you need to become victorious to make your point stick, because they don't see your point of view. There's things about every battle in life that you can learn from The Art of War to make sure you become victorious in that. I appreciate you guys being here. The book itself explores the 5 fundamental factors: the way, seasons, terrain, leadership, and management. Leadership and management is the important ones. That's what a lot of people are lacking today. And then 7 elements that determine the outcomes of military engagements. By thinking, assessing, and comparing these points, a commander can calculate his chances of victory. Habitual deviation from these calculations, if you make it a habit to deviate from the things that you learn in this book, you will ensure failure through improper action. The text stresses that war is a grave matter for the state and must not be commenced without due consideration. Together, we are going to read this book. We are on chapter 9, The Army on the March. The Army on the March. We're going to knock this out real quick. I think it's like 45 points. So the way General Sun Tzu wrote the book, The Art of War, thousands of years ago, he did it point by point, because, you know, the typical literature and chapters and the way we read books like a novel wasn't really, let's just say it wasn't really something that people did back then, right? You're lucky if you even had a scribe to be able to write down your thoughts and the things you were saying. It's not like they had typewriters, pencils, pens, notepads, and shit like that. So this book is written by a lot of points. And so in The Art of War, we're going point by point. And sometimes I veer off, I'll read a point. That's the thing about a live book club. This is really just an audio book. So if you guys are tapped in and listening to me, you got your headphones on or your earbuds in or you're driving. By listening to me read you word for word what's in this book, you essentially effectively read the book yourself. So that's why it's good to just, you know, maybe you don't have the time to sit down and buy the book. And well, I want you all to buy the book. The link is in the description. It's good that you have the books themselves for your library. But if you don't have the time to sit down and flip the pages, don't worry about it. I'll do it for you. And the way this book is written is by the points. It's by in the military, ironically, we call it by the numbers. This book is written by the numbers. So we're going to go ahead and knock that out. I appreciate you guys being here. Let's switch to our read screen and let's get started. Knock this one out. You'll be here for maybe 15 minutes. It's going to take me about 15 minutes to read this, and then we'll be done with this chapter. The Army on the March. Appreciate you guys being here. Everybody turn up the volumes and listen to the things that this emperor said. This general said for his emperor on succeeding in battle with anything that you're fighting in life right now, anything that you're dealing with. You may be fighting with your baby mama. Read The Art of War. You may be fighting with your boss at work. Read The Art of War. You may be fighting with customers who's trying to get a refund for some bullshit that you know they don't deserve a refund for because you know they're trying to get over on you. Read The Art of War. The Art of War. Okay? Here we go. Number 1, Sun Tzu said, "We come now to the question of encamping the army and observing signs of the enemy. Pass quickly over mountains and keep in neighborhood of valleys." Okay. Number 2, he says, when you're moving with your army, when you're moving with your team, when you're moving with the people that's rocking with you to try to win a victory over some shit. You know, it's funny, sidebar, Brother Rizza, he went to court because, you know, he was dealing with a court case, and I won't get into it, for the last 7 years. his court case was dismissed today, just today, in 5 minutes. He was dealing with a battle in life, and he went to court today. This is Brother Rizza of the Nation of Islam. You know, he gives a lot of points. He's on the internet. He has a really big following. He talks about social issues when it comes to the Black community. He was in court, for those that didn't know, and his case was dismissed today. Essentially, he won his war. The battle that he was fighting, he won. You may come upon a battle like that, or you may be in a battle like that, okay? But he had a team. They were all in the elevator, and he was recording a little commentary on going, he was at the courthouse going down the elevator, and he was recording how good he felt about winning his court case, and, well, not winning it, but it was just essentially dismissed. But I bet that he employed some art of war tactics to get to the point that he's at now, maybe to get the judge to understand where he was coming from, maybe used, social media, maybe used the right attorneys or the right people or the right influence. I don't know the date. I don't know the ins and outs. It's going to come out, but he won a war today. So when moving your team, moving your army, number 2, camp in high places facing the sun. Do not climb heights in order to fight. So much for mountain warfare. Number 3, after crossing a river, you should get far away from it. Number 4, when an invading force crosses a river in its onward march, do not advance to meet them midstream. Don't fight in the water. Don't fight in the water. Don't fight where you can't get solid footing, even though the people that you're fighting is in the water as well. It will be best to let half the army get across and then deliver your attack. Don't fight in the water. And if the people that you're battling against is in the water, if their entire team is halfway, maybe some of their people is not in town, maybe some of their people are not, prepared to support your op, to use a street slang term. Battle them when half of them is good and the other half ain't, but your team is all solid. Number 5, if you are anxious to fight, you should not go to meet the invader near a river which he has to cross. Number 6, moor your craft higher up than the enemy and facing the sun. Do not move upstream to meet the enemy. So much for river warfare. Number 7, in crossing salt marshes, your sole concern should be to get over them quickly without any delay. Number 8, if you're forced to fight in a salt marsh, you should have water and grass near you and get your back to a clump of trees. So much for operations in salt marshes. Number 9, in dry, level country, take up an easily accessible position with rising ground to your right and on your rear, so that the danger may be in front and safety lie behind you. So much for campaigning in flat country. Number 10, these are the 4 useful branches of military knowledge which enabled the Yellow Emperor to vanquish 4 several sovereigns. Number 11, all armies prefer high ground to low and sunny places to dark. Number 12, if you are careful of your men and camp on hard ground, the army will be free from disease of every kind, and this will spell victory. Number 13, when you come to a hill or a bank, occupy the sunny side with the slope on your right rear. Thus you will at once act for the benefit of your soldiers and utilize the natural advantages of the ground. Number 14, sidebar, for some of you guys that are listening to this, you're thinking, what the fuck does this have to do with life? I'm a military guy. I'm a vet. So I'm juxtaposing and I'm thinking of some of this stuff and I'm putting it in life situations, not so much physical battle where I'm out there and I'm physically fighting somebody, but I'm thinking about how we moved in Mogadishu when I was in Somalia. I'm thinking about the battles that we had in Kismayo. I'm thinking of just how I would move when I'm in different situations in life that I should know about, even if shit goes bad, even if things, I was just talking, sidebar, and this is another sidebar. I was talking to somebody super important to me in my life today at the gym, and I was talking about a zombie apocalypse. And I asked, when you work out on the treadmill, or you're on the elliptical, what do you count? Do you count distance? Do you count time? Or do you count calories? Like for you guys that work out, do you pay attention to how far you run? Do you pay attention to how many calories you burn? Or do you pay attention to how long you've been running? And I pay attention to distance. I don't really care about how many calories I burn, although I know I'm gonna burn a certain amount. And I don't really care too much about how long I've been running. I'm not concerned with how long I'm running, and I'm not concerned with how many calories I burn. I care about how far I'm running. And the reason why is because, and I was explaining the situation that happened with me in 1994, during what you guys are known as Black Hawk Down. Soldiers had to get back to the embassy while they were in the city during the campaign. And so we had to get, and all that you can think about when you're in situations like that, or when you're out doing a cordon and search, is how far away is safety. Not how many calories I'm burn, or not how long I have to run. But when you got your weapon and you got your team with you, all you can think about is how many steps you're taking for the distance that you have to go to get back to the embassy where we know we have some cover fire. That's what goes in my head. And then I'm weird like that. I was thinking of a zombie apocalypse. I was thinking, like, if there was a zombie apocalypse and the sky fell and the world came to an end and all communications broke down, there's a couple people that I would need to go see. I need to go get my mom in the valley. I need to get my sister, and I need to get my 2 sons. I'd have to go get those people. And if I couldn't call them because the cell phones went out, there's no communication, the electricity's out, I would have to calculate how far I'd have to go on foot, because I know I wouldn't be able to drive out there, especially here in LA. You can't even drive out there now. Hell, zombie apocalypse, you can forget about the 405 freeway being drivable. So I'd have to move on foot from LA to the valley to go find out about my family, that I'd have to figure out what the fuck is going on. And all I can think about is how far I would have to go. So when I'm on a treadmill at the gym, I'm thinking about my distance. I want long distance running. I want to be able to have the wind and the stamina to be able to traverse long distances without becoming fatigued, because if I do, the zombies will fucking eat my brains. I know it's weird, but yeah, come on. I watched The Walking Dead. We all love zombie movies and shit. 28 Days Later is one of my favorites. So when we read this book, you guys are thinking, like, what does that have to do with anything? I think of that kind of stuff. And it helps me move. It helps me make sure, when you park your car if you go to a amusement park, say for instance, you and the family go, and this is what men do, right? Because the guys, the father always drops off the kids and mom and the women up at the gate. And then we got to go park the car. It's men. We got to go park. Dad got to go park the car somewhere. We got to think about how far away we're going to park that car and where is it at and what location, and got to get back to the family fast. It's a lot of stuff that men think about. And these kind of things that we're reading in this book, it may not make sense to some of the ladies, but it makes sense to some of us men, especially men that are in charge of a family and wants to make sure that their family is safe and sound. So just a sidebar. I thought I'd throw that out there. What up, Hi Kai? Good to see you, bro. Hey, LaRonda. Good to see you, babe. All right, let's continue. Number 14. When, in consequence of heavy rains up country, a river which you wish to ford is swollen and flecked with foam, you must wait until it subsides. Number 15. Country in which there are precipitous cliffs with torrents running between, deep natural hollows, confined places, tangled thickets, quagmires, and crevices, should be left with all possible speed and not approached. Avoid all of that. Number 16, while we keep away from such places, we should get the enemy to approach them. We don't want to be in them, but we want the ops to be in there. While we face them, we should let the enemy have them on his rear. Number 17, if in the neighborhood of your camp there should be any hilly country, pounds surrounded by aquatic grass, hollow basins filled with reeds or woods with thick undergrowth, they must be carefully rooted out and searched for these places where men in ambush or insidious spies are likely to be lurking. Number 18, when the enemy is close at hand and remains quiet, he is relying on the natural strength of his position. Number 19, when he keeps aloof and tries to provoke a battle, he is anxious for the other side to advance. Number 20, if his place of encampment is easy of access, he is tendering a bait. He's baiting you. Number 21, movement, we're halfway done. Movement among the trees of a forest shows that the enemy is advancing. Movement amongst the trees. You see this, the trees shaking from a distance. Movement amongst the trees of a forest shows the enemy is advancing. The appearance of a number of screens in the midst of thick grass means that the enemy wants to make us suspicious. Number 22, the rising of birds flying in their flight is the sign of a ambuscade. I never heard of that word, ambuscade. I got to look that up. Somebody put it in, if anybody could put it in the chat, what ambuscade means. I've never heard that word. And I'm a wordsmith. I like to know stuff. Startled beasts indicate that a sudden attack is coming. Like when the horses start running, or all of a sudden the pigs are just acting up, or the deer come out of nowhere. Number 23, when there is dust rising in high column, it is the sign of chariots advancing. When the dust is low, but spread over a wide area, it's low, but it's spread over a wide area, it betokens the approach of infantry. When it branches out in different directions, it shows that parties have been sent to collect firewood. A few clouds of dust moving to and fro signify that the army is encamping. 24. Humble words and increased preparations are signs that the enemy is about to advance. Violent language and driving forward as if to the attack are signs that he will retreat. So when that's interesting. When motherfuckers is cussing and, oh my God, they're saying that because they don't know what to do. This is when they're getting ready to quit. When you arguing with somebody and they just going off and they cussing and they changing the goalposts and they're attacking, they use ad hominems and a lot of sign language, they don't really have an argument. This is what we mean is, oh, you resort to insults because you don't have a point to stand on. So now you're out here cussing and shit. Number 25, when the light chariots come out first and take up a position on the wings, it is a sign that the enemy is forming for battle. Number 26, peace proposals accompanied by a sworn covenant indicate a plot. Number 27, when there is much running about and the soldiers fall into rank, it means that the critical moment has come. Number 28, when some are seen advancing and some are retreating, it's a lure. When some people are coming towards you, but you also see some people running away, it's a trap. Number 29, when soldiers stand leaning on their spears, when they chilling, they are faint from want of food. They're hungry. They're like, God damn this shit. Number 30, if those who are sent to draw water begin by drinking it themselves, if the soldiers that are sent to go get food or somebody is sent to go get stuff and they come back, but they eating themselves, they drinking themselves, the army is suffering from thirst. Number 31, if the enemy sees an advantage to be gained and makes no effort to secure it, the soldiers are exhausted. Number 32, if birds gather on any spot, it is unoccupied. So if you see birds there, this is for the people in the field. And I don't know, does anybody do sidebar? I haven't done it in a while, but does anybody go paintball shooting? Does anybody do paintball? In fact, that's interesting because I kind of now want to go again. Has anybody ever gone paintball shooting? These are the things that you got to think about. If birds gather on a tree or at any spot, it's a good chance that it's unoccupied. Nobody's there. But when the birds ain't there, somebody's down there because the birds see what we don't see. Clamor by night betokens nervousness. Number 33. If there is disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak. If the banners and flags are shifted about, sedition is afoot. If the officers are angry, it means that the men are weary. Number 34. When an army feeds its horses with grain and kills its cattle for food, and when the men do not hang their cooking pots over the campfires, showing that they will not return to their tents, you may know that they are determined to fight to the death. Fight to the death. Oh, JT, I still got some equipment, JT. I still got a helmet. I got a couple pistols. I think I got a few tanks left. Oh, that's what's up, JT. Shout out to everybody that's gone paintball shooting and used strategic military movements to win and capture that flag. But also be careful because them paintball fucking things hurt. That's a whole nother argument, a whole nother story. Number 35, the sight of men whispering together in small knots or speaking in subdued tones points to disaffection amongst the rank and file. If motherfuckers is whispering, hey man, so yeah. You can see if maybe they talking, or maybe you're dealing with somebody and you see that something's going on. They don't seem too proud. They don't seem too confident. They whispering amongst each other. Something's going aloof over in their rank and file. Number 36, too frequent rewards signify that the enemy is at the end of his resources. Too many punishments betray a condition of dire distress. Number 37, to begin by bluster, but afterwards to take fright at the enemy's numbers shows a supreme lack of intelligence. Number 38, when envoys are sent with compliments in their mouths, it is a sign that the enemy wishes for a truce. Yeah, when they send their folk to you, saying, hey, Shan, listen, man, we've been fighting so long, brother. What are we doing, man? This is, brother to brother. Yeah, you want a truce. You getting your ass whooped and you don't want to lose everything. Number 39, if the enemy's troops march up angrily and remain facing ours for a long time without either joining battle or taking themselves off again, the situation is one that demands great vigilance and circumspection. Number 40, but if our troops, if our people, the people on our team are no more in number than the enemy, if we, it's kind of even, it's 5 of us, 5 of them. That is amply sufficient. It only means that no direct attack can be made. What we can do is simply to concentrate all our available strength, keep a close watch on the enemy, and obtain reinforcements. Number 41, he who exercises no forethought, but makes light of his opponent is sure to be captured by them. Number 42, if soldiers are punished, is my camera low? I got to adjust that. If soldiers are punished before they have grown attached to you, they will not prove submissive. Ooh. Fellas, this is good for you and your wife. Since, the word submissive popped up. If soldiers are punished before they have grown attached to you, if a woman that you're dating is hearing you holler at her and yell at her before y'all are even in a relationship, they will not prove submissive. And unless submissive, then will be practically useless. If when the soldiers have become attached to you, when your woman has become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, they will still be useless. That's interesting. Let's look at that. I want to unpack that in terms of a relationship. For men, if soldiers are punished before they have grown attached to you, they will not prove submissive, and unless submissive, then will be practically useless. If when soldiers have become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, they will still be useless. So, now this was written thousands of years ago. I don't want to trigger no women right now. So I'm talking to the fellas. Fellas, if your woman is hearing you go off on her, if you hollering, you screaming, you upset at something she did, she fucked up somewhere, and you're punishing her, or you're screaming at her, or you're complaining about something, but she ain't even really your woman yet. She's not attached to you in some meaningful way yet. then she will not prove submissive. And unless she's submissive, then she'll be practically useless to you. So basically, going off on your girl based on Sun Tzu, based on Sun Tzu's principle here, number 42. If you're going off on a woman that's not your woman, you can forget about her ever submitting to you. She's like, I don't even rock with you like that. The fuck you going off for? To her, in her mind, she may say, damn, you're not a good leader. You haven't even secured me yet. You haven't even locked me down. Shit, I'm not cuffed. So how you going off on me and we just met? How you going off on me and we ain't even there yet? Now today, y'all probably already had sex, but essentially, if you haven't locked her down, given her a commitment, how dare you go off? This is what Sun Tzu is saying. This is what the general is saying. Now here's what he also saying, fellas. If when your woman has become attached to you, say you have locked her down, there is some time in the relationship, you guys are good. You guys are somewhat in a commitment between each other. But punishments are not enforced. You don't let her know about herself. When she screws up, you just be like, yeah. If you cannot correct your woman, I know, that right there just hit me. I already know it's hard to correct women today. But fellas, if you are not man enough to do so, if you don't got the balls to let your woman know she fucked up when she actually has, she'll still be useless. It doesn't matter that you locked her down. Doesn't matter that you committed to her. Doesn't matter that you said, will you be my girl, and gave her a box of chocolates and a promise ring. Doesn't matter that she's your wife. If you don't have the nuts, fellas, to correct your woman when she's wrong, in this book, punishments are not enforced, she'll be a useless woman to you. Especially over time, respect is a currency for us fellas. Respect is what matters to us. Love, that's cool, but respect is what we need. And if you got a woman who won't do what she's supposed to, maybe you giving her some instruction and she just ignored the shit, and you don't say nothing to her about it. And this is your woman, not some stranger. This is not some chick you just met, not somebody you just been smashing. This is your girl, right? And you won't correct her, she'll be useless to you ultimately in the end. This is what Sun Tzu said. I'm just juxtaposing his military strategies to relationship strategies. That's the purpose of reading this book. Let's continue. Number 43. Therefore, soldiers must be treated in the first instance with humanity, fellas, but kept under control by means of iron discipline. Fellas, this is a certain road to victory. Number 43. Therefore, your woman must be treated initially and always with humanity. Ain't no pimping going on. Ain't no backslap. Ain't no bitch. None of that. You got to treat your woman right. You got to talk to her right. You got to be kind. You got to be considerate. But you got to keep control. And this is the difference. You know, I'm doing a show over on High Value Shan. The difference between in control and controlling. A lot of women get controlling mixed up with being in control. Therefore, your woman must be treated in the first instance with humanity, fellas. But she must be kept under control, not controlling, but under your family, your household, your relationship must be under control by means of iron discipline. Now, back then, I guess he's talking about whooping ass on your soldiers. This is where you could kill a soldier for not following orders. We are a little bit more civilized today. And we not smacking our women. We don't touch our women. We don't hit nobody. We don't beat on nobody, fellas, right? Okay. However, you got to let her know the consequences. Hey, this is what you're doing? Okay, then this ain't happening. This is where I'm out of here. Whatever it is. Kept under control by means of iron discipline. This is a certain road to victory. All right. Number 44. If in training soldiers' commands are habitually enforced, the army will be well disciplined. This is good for children. Parents, listen up. If training your children Commands are habitually enforced, meaning you are, as a parent, continuing to do the same things over and over again. I fail at this a lot. My children should eat at my dinner table at my house. I don't make them eat at my dinner table. I'm wondering today, am I making a mistake? That's going to be, that I'm going to see long-term effects about that. We'll sometimes eat in the living room, or we'll eat in different areas. We'll maybe want to watch a movie together. We don't really eat at the dinner table, but I'm wondering, am I making a mistake? This is me as a father. You know, I've raised children, but not from birth. I've raised young kids to adults successfully many times over, but my two own children are my first from birth, from the womb to where they are now. And I'm wondering if I'm making a mistake by us not eating at my dinner table. Training your children should be, the things that you guys do should be a habit, and it should be habitually enforced. The way they get drinks out of the refrigerator, the way they can't eat their dessert before they eat their food. It's a lot of different things that children has to have habits. And if you have these habits, and these habits are habitually enforced, because that's a war in and of itself, being a parent, the army will be well disciplined. Your children will be well disciplined. If not, its discipline will be bad. It's just that simple. Single moms. Now I'm talking to the black women. Single moms. Are you habitually enforcing the discipline to your children or not? Or is the iPad raising them? Are you giving them, cocoa melon? Number 45, if a general shows confidence, if a leader, if a father, if a head of household shows confidence in his men, but always insist on his orders being obeyed, the gain will be mutual. The gain will be mutual. And that, my friends, is the end of chapter 9. And we just got to knock out chapter 10. How many pieces? Oh, chapter 10 is short. It's only 30. I appreciate you guys being here. What up, Sherwin? Sherwin says, Shan, eat at the dinner table. Teach them proper table etiquette. The younger, the better. Yeah, mine are 7 and 5. 7 and my children are, my son is 7 and my son is 5. I got 2 sons. Eat at the dinner table. Sherwin is telling me he's done this before. Teach them proper table etiquette. The younger, the better. JT says, yeah, it hurts. Oh, no. JT's talking about paintball that we were talking about earlier. All right, I hear you, Sherwin. I may have to take that I'm taking it into consideration now. I may have to execute that. I have a feeling, it's in my heart of hearts, I think I'm making a mistake. And you're confirming it, Sherwin. I appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I appreciate you guys being here. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, join the army, join as a member here on YouTube or a member at srarmy.com. We have discussions over on Facebook at sidebar.shannonrawls.com. I appreciate you. My name is Mr. Shannon Rawls. Thank you for reading along with us. Remember, reading is the way to expand your mind and your bank account. Tune in next time to Rich People Read, and you, my friends, are dismissed.
Envío en tu habitación, solo los 2 segundos que quede detener. Porque si no siento tu voz o tu olor, te extraño y te quiero ver. Quiero ver. Tanto me falta. Todas esas noches tan soñadas. haces falta, bebé. Dime qué tengo que hacer pa' tenerte de una vez, pa' no poderte perder. Dulce, eres mi bombón, te quiero melocotón. Por ti corro un maratón, solo de la dirección. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. Pa' mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicar. Mira, somos perfectos, es algo indiscutible. Mi estilo y tu estilo no están disponibles. Solo soy sensible cuando te tengo porque eres irresistible. Tus labios combinan con tus ojos, porque eres tan pretty que hasta yo de eso me antojo. Chica, necesito mis anteojos, quiero verte en noche hermosa de todos modos. Tú y yo, queriendo más amor. A mí no es suficiente, yo quiero tu calor. Tú y yo, con esa conexión, somos lo que la gente no ha visto de los dos. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirar. Tú tienes pinta de indicar. Tanto me falta, todas esas noches tan soñadas, que me levantes a mirada. Tú tienes pinta de indicada.